Good afternoon, Cross Timbers. Today is April 21st, 2014. This is Texan TV News from Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas, and I am Slayton Hatley. In today's headline, Rick Perry spends record time in office, body found in Granbury Lake, Christianity's most hopeful day, 16-year-old stowaway, today kicks off the 118th annual Boston Marathon, Matt Kutcher in RBC Heritage. Now today's top story in Texas news from the Associated Press. Texan Governor Rick Perry has spent a record 14 years in office vanquishing nearly all who dared confront him. Political reviews, moms against mandatory vaccines for 6th graders, a coyote in the wrong place at the wrong time. But with 8 months left on the job and a decision to make about the 2016 presidential race, the long-serving governor, known for his Texas swagger, is now the focus of the grand jury investigation that could cause more difficulty than any advisory has. A Texas governor hasn't been indicted since 1917. Democrat James E. Ferguson has eventually convicted on 10 charges, impeached, and removed from office for vetoing funding for the University of Texas after objecting to some faculty members. Some legal experts see the allegations against Perry as shaky. University of Houston law professor Davis Kwok says, if the governor were to pressure someone to not prosecute someone, that would be some violation to some clear legal duty. Pressuring them to quit, that's a little less clear. In national news, today kicks off the 118th annual Boston Marathon. It is a bittersweet running of the race this year. The reason is because, as the nation knows, there was a bombing at the finish line of the race last year, which injured numerous people and killed 3. Now we go to a video courtesy of Thomas Varnado.
The 118th Boston Marathon has begun. Massachusetts Governor Devil Patrick set off the first entrants in the mobility impaired division, who crossed the starting line at 8:50 a.m. According to the Associated Press, minutes later the town fell silent as a moment of remembrance was held for last year's bombings. The wheelchair division started at 9:17 a.m., the hand cycles began at 9:22 a.m., and the elite women started at 9:32 a.m. The rest of the field will begin between 10 and 11:25. This includes elite men and mobility impaired men. This should prove to be an exciting race this year, and everyone in the city of Boston is looking forward to it.
In regional news, according to Hood County News, skeletal remains found in the cab of a heavily corroded Chevrolet pickup that had been immersed in the Granbury Lake near the old Brazos Motel on East Pearl Street in Granbury are believed to be those of Helen Holliday. Sheriff Roger Deed said Holliday was 45 when she went missing in September 1979 from the Whippoorwill Bay weekend home she shared with her husband. Herman Holliday, the Tarrant County woman, was declared legally dead in 1986. Herman Holliday was a suspect in her disappearance, but was never charged in the connection with the case and died in 1987. The sheriff said their 2 daughters who live in the Metroplex have been notified, and identifying information belonging to their mother was found in a purse in the pickup. Deed said that DNA evidence from the remains will be compared with samples obtained in 2008 from the couple's 2 daughters. Results of the DNA testing could take months, Deeds noted. In international news, Associated Press reports that Pope Francis, marking Christianity's most hopeful day, made an Easter Sunday plea for peace and dialogue in Ukraine and Syria, for an end to terrorist attacks against Christians in Nigeria, and for more attention to the hungry and needies close to home. Well over 15,000 tourists remains and pilgrims young and old turned out for their mass that Francis celebrated at altar set up under a canopy on the steps of St. Peter's Basilica, reflecting the worldwide reach of the Catholic Church. Faithful reads aloud prayers and passages from the Bible in Hindi, French, Chinese, German, Korean, Spanish, Italian, and English. In national news from the Associated Press, officials say a 16-year-old boy is lucky to be alive and unharmed after flying from California to Hawaii, stowed away in a plane's wheel well, surviving cold temperatures at 38,000 feet and a lack of oxygen. Security footage from the San Jose Air Force verified that the boy from the Santa Clara, California, hopped a fence to get to Hawaiian Airlines Flight 45 on Sunday morning. San Jose police say they will be reviewing whether charges are warranted against the boy. The child had run away from his family after an argument. When the Boeing 767 landed in Maui, the boy hopped down from the wheel well and started wandering around the airport grounds. The boy was medically screened and found to be unharmed. This misadventure immediately raised security questions. A congressman who serves on the Homeland Security Committee wondered how the teen could have sneaked onto the air in San Jose's unnoticed. A Menendez San Jose International Airport spokesman said airport police were working with the FBI and the Transportation Security Administration to review security at the facility as part of an investigation. In sports from Associated Press, Matt Kuchar overcame a 4-stroke deficit to finally finish on top when his stunning chip in on the 18th hole gave him a 64 and a victory at the RBC Heritage on Sunday. Kuchar was found 4 shots behind Luke Donald at the start, but made that up with 7 birdies on his first 10 holes. He had a birdie putt of less than 8 feet at the par 3, 17th, but 3 putted for a bogey to fall into a tie for first. Martin's run ended when he couldn't squeeze through some pine trees after driving into the rough at the par 5, 15th. His ball struck a tree and scooted into more trouble across the fairway. He took bogey to drop 2 shots off the lead. Today's weather is predicted to be mostly cloudy in the morning and then partly sunny with a % chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon and a high in the upper 85. Today's broadcast was produced by Bernice Tompkins and Thomas Barnado. Don't forget to tell your friends about us and become a fan of Texan TV News on Facebook. I am Slayton Hatley. Tune in tomorrow for the latest news from Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas.